Okay, we've installed our Visual Studio Express, and now we want to create a sample program. Okay, so I'm gonna come up here and I'll do a File, New Project, and you may have different options over here, but over here in your templates, you may see Visual Basic, C++. If it's not already choose Visual C Sharp. That's a pound sign. That's sharp. And you should see these items then. You choose classical desktop, you see got a little bit more. Test is different, but if you choose that, then you should have those. And I want to choose console application. Now this is kind of important down here. It tells you where it's going to be stored at. Now specifically, when it says documents, well, that's going to be in your documents folder, and then it'll be under the folder Visual Studio 2015 projects. And let's change the name to Hello World. And then we click OK. It'll create a directory for the solution. And goes through and it's creating all the folder and creating all the files it needs. Okay, so it comes up here. And I'm going to do a console dot write line. You notice as it pops up, as you start writing or typing, it pops up with the different choices. So I can down arrow that and just do a tab to finish it. And I'll do a beginning parentheses, and I'll say hello world. Okay, and I put a semicolon at the end. And then you'll get used to those windows just popping up. You'll actually like them, as bizarre as that sounds. The reason that's popping up is my mouse is on the right line. If I take my mouse off, then it goes away. And see, I don't always remember the syntax myself. Like, I'm not sure if this would be string S or it's str, or it could be lowercase string. So lowercase s, and then the rest of it's lowercase also. Is equal to console dot read line. Now you see I got this here. Now if I run this, and you can do a debug and click start debugging, or you can do F5, and you'll see it appear down here. And it'll pop up, and you see it says hello world. And then if I press enter, then it'll come back to here. Now if I choose debug and start without debugging, you see it pops up here, and it's not giving us the same result. We'll go ahead and close that. So make sure, we'll talk more about what all these different items mean later on in the course, but make sure you choose the one that says start debugging in order to test this. You could also, you see down here we got our start, and it comes up with hello world. Now this is case sensitive. So you see I got an uppercase C here. If I come here and I put a lowercase c, and then do my down arrow, you see it puts a little red squiggly underneath it. That means something's wrong. You typed it wrong. If I put my mouse over it, says the name console does not exist in the current context. And if I right click on it, you know, there's different options here you can see. Gives you a go to definition. I'm not going to go into all those now, but basically if I put my mouse over there, there's something wrong. And you see it says so show potential fixes. Generate console program, generate read only, generate this, generate local, generate type. Sometimes the potential fixes do not even match what you want to do, which is in this case to change it to an uppercase C. Okay, now I want to save this, so I'll go ahead and click this two little diskettes here for save all. And then I'm going to close it. So I do a file, close solution. want to make sure the solution is closed before you do this next part. Okay, and I want to bring up a computer window here. And you'll see that we have different choices over here on the left side. I want to go to Documents. Under Documents, you'll see Visual Studio 2015, so I'll double-click that. And underneath that, you'll see Projects, so I'll double-click that. Now, you remember we named our project Hello World, so it created a folder called Hello World. And if I double-click that, and you can see the trail here as you go through it. Then you see there's another file folder called Hello World, bin, debug. Here's a hello world.exe. And if I run that, it pops up with this. So do not think that if you have something there that you think you can actually run, that it actually will run. Because this actually says XML configuration. It's not what you think. This over here says application. Well, let's run that. So I double clicked it. See, that doesn't do what we imagine. So these files that are over here, if I click this first one, it's kind of slow. It'll take forever on that. Close that. Oh, well, maybe it'll eventually do something. But again, do not think just because this says it's an application, it's something you can run. In most cases in Windows, that's true, but not always. That was under our bin. And you got our object. We got our app, XML configuration. We'll talk more about what all these different components mean. Really what I want to show is under projects here, you got your Hello World. This is what you want to submit throughout the course. Whenever you create a project, you're going to right click on this and you're going to choose Send to Compressed Zip Folder. And once that comes up, then you press Enter. And now you see the type says compressed zip folder. This is the one you want to upload for the course. Now we also got different options here: home, share, view. See here we got hidden items. So if you want to see that, here we got options, change folder and search options. This comes up and you choose view. Then you can hide extensions for known file types. Usually I want that unchecked for programming purposes. And then I can click OK. And now you see I do have two Hello Worlds here, but this one says .zip. And that right there indicates that folder. Okay. Now if I go into the Hello World file folder, you see this Hello World now has a .sln, which indicates a solution file. I go into the bin here, debug, and you see we got .exe, config, pdb, .exe, manifest. The .exe is normally something you can run, but it depends upon the system. I've actually been able to run this particular one right here on other operating systems, but obviously not on Windows 10. This I never can get to run, and you see those are the only other ones there. But again, confusing when they all say Hello World. Being able to see these extensions on the end of it is important. And if I go into properties, you see here's a .cs, and that tells us something. But again, for purposes of this class, the zip files is what you want to upload. And the first project will be to create a Hello World. Now, I want you to create a zip file and upload that, because I want to make sure you know how to first that you got the software installed, and second, you know how to zip it up. Zip is like a compressed folder where you put all the files and folders into one for upload purposes, and then also that you're able to submit it. So those are the three items I'm be checking with this.